Pero bakit masaya ang mga Pilipino? Kasi alam naman natin, si Miss USA ay half Filipina, di ba?
So siguro ito rin yung, parang nandun yung obsession talaga ng yung panlabas na anyo, right?
I can't imagine Canadians would be glued to their TVs watching a beauty pageant. Parang hindi ko ma-imagine yun. Hindi siya ganun ka. Hindi katulad sa Pilipinas sa para siyang national sport, right?
No, I think there are beautiful women who are not like that.
Wow, naman yung mga tunay na asyano. Hindi mananalo yun. Walang puwet, walang boobs, maliliit. Kailan pa sila mananalo, di ba?
Although, ngayon, meron din konting changes in the sense na si Miss Bahrain hindi nag-swimsuit.
So hopefully, because this is such a big part of the Filipino culture now, hopefully yung mga nananalo, they can actually do something good for the community, for the country, right? Kasi
dapat ganun eh. Kasi minsan ang dami-dami nag-join ng beauty contest na maganda lang. Right? Tapos, interviewin mo.
Kasi dito, yung talent portion, parang special prize lang eh. Miss Talent. No? But it is not really part of the scoring. Maganda rin na ang kasama sana sa criteria is, okay, bawal lang retokado.
Hello!
Hello!
magandang umaga, gabi, at kung ano pa man, kung anong oras pa kayo. Yeah.
Tama, magandang araw po sa lahat. Welcome na naman sa isang kapihan natin dito sa sitio, no? At excited kami, katulad ninyo, syempre alam naman natin, katatapos pa lang ng Miss Universe. 'Di ba? At nagbubunyi ang buong bansa dahil sa pagkapanalo ni Miss USA. Pero bakit masaya ang mga Pilipino? Kasi alam naman natin, si Miss USA ay half Filipina, 'di ba? So ang tatay niya actually ang Filipino. So her Bonnie Gabriel, 'di ba? So Gabriel dahil Americanized na, pero syempre sa atin Gabriel lang 'yun, ano? 'Yun yung apelyido niya. So kaya kahit na hindi nakapasok sa top si Miss Philippines, Celeste Cortesi. Pero at least nanalo naman Miss USA na half Filipina pa rin. So, masayang-masaya tayo. Okay. And so, with that, yun na ang ating ngayon. Dito, yun yung ating magiging topic, no? Bakit ang mga Pilipino obsessed sa beauty pageant, 'di ba? Parang naka-ingrain na sa ating culture, no, na talagang yun nga. So bakit? Yun ang i-discuss natin ngayon, ano. So siguro maganda tanungin ko muna kayo. Kayo ba na isali na ever ng mga nanay nyo nung kabataan niyo sa anong Little Miss whatever?
Rhoda.
Sige.
Well, I think I will have to be honest, right? I was senior in high school. I was part of a beauty pageant, but it's not like the beauty pageant that's real. It's like it's like intramurals.
Okay, sa campus.
Oo, parang sa campus, and then they just pick one from your class, and then you go. You walk, and then they ask you a question, and then they pick and choose. So it's not, it's not as bongga as the beauty pageants today.
Parang muse, yung pageant ng mga muse sa intramurals, pero may Q&A.
Tanda ko pa talaga yung
kasi
question.
Kasi yung mga muse ng intrams, di ba? Mga parada lang yun.
Mahilig, and pero it was harmless, I know the question was something related to my view on health is wealth. So yun yung question, but something related to health is wealth. Anong masasabi mo tungkol sa
kasabihang
health is wealth? Kasi nga intramurals, di ba? So I don't remember what I said. I didn't win, by the way, just so that you know. I did not win.
Okay.
A friend of mine actually won. It was, it was harmless. It was nothing, I wore a pink dress, one of my dresses. It's not, I didn't have to go and buy. I think right now people, families would spend money just to buy like long gowns and, this is just an intramural. So, I mean, I still have picture of that experience.
Oh.
I think it was a little bit more embarrassing siguro dahil, I was 14 or 15 at that time, senior in high school. And I think I'm...
Bata mo nag-aral 15, 14,
yeah,
15,
because I was 5 when I was first grade. But I think what happened, in my mind, I'm already like feminist, I think. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't enjoy it. I just did it just because I was asked. So,
ikaw, Joy.
Ikaw naman, Joy.
Miss
Joy, Miss
my mom
Universe
was
Joy.
not obsessed with beauty contests, but she was obsessed with singing contests dahil I could sing. Yeah. So lahat sinalihan ko, lahat. Yung mapabarangay, lahat. City, national, pati yung Yanig sa Pasig ba yun? Ay, Sunday.
Payanig sa Pasig.
Oo, mga ganon. Okay, lalo na pag kulang yung budget sa bahay. Kumanta ka nga doon, kailangan natin ng pera ngayong month na to. Kasi, sometimes, most always, nananalo ko, either ako yung panalo or second runner, yung parang second or third. So, meron ko pa rin konting cash or whatever.
Yes.
Yung may maiuwi pa rin ako. So, yun ang yun ang experience ko. Never a beauty contest na kahit na, hindi ko, meron nag-imbita sa akin na mga Catholics dati when I was in university. So, mga yung Mayo at Flores de Mayo ba yun?
Yung mga ganon.
Yun, mga ganon. I'm not Catholic, so hindi ko, pero yun yung closest to a beauty contest, I would say. Although that's not a contest, but it's still, you're chosen because of your beauty, right? Yung usually, mga Reina Elena, blah, 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 ganyan. Usually, mga ganda, mga pisay, yung mga naglalakad dyan eh. So, ewan ko ba't akong kinukuha nila noon. Pero I told them, I'm not Catholic, so I can't do that. Pero yun lang ang pinaka-ano ko. Never ako na Oh, Christy, ikaw naman, pakita mo yung corona mo.
Christy, ikaw naman.
Ako ng tinik. Never akong isinali sa mga beauty contest kasi sa aming magkakapatid, 3 kami, ang maganda talaga yung panganay. No? So syempre kumbaga, 'di ba pag kayo, merong
Bato.
may pambato ang pamilya. So, hindi ako yon. Hindi ako yon. So, kumbaga, malinaw sa aming lahat. Kung sino talaga yung maganda. So, nung bata pa ako, alam na namin yon na yung ate ko ang maganda sa amin. No? So, siya yung usually na kukulit na, isali natin to sa ganyan. Alam mo yun.
Nanalo naman.
Yung ligawin. Hindi rin siya talaga isinali ng formal, pero siya lang yung mga minsan yung kinukulit na So hindi talaga din kami yung into beauty pageant. Pero siya yung bata pa, kinukuha ng muse. Nakuha pa nga muse ng fire station yung dati sa probinsya. Sa mga ganon. Tapos yung mga, 'di ba sa mga basketball league, 'di ba pag may paliga, yung muse ng mga teams, ganon. So siya yung ganon. Katulad mo, ang contest ko naman ay mostly declamation, oratorical. So, sa mga ganun ako, nasasali. Pero naaalala ko, nung bata ako, pag nanonood kami ng Miss Universe, hindi naman bata, pero as a teen, yung nanay ko naman, ang favorite part niyan, habang nanonood ng beauty contest, ikaw, Christy, pag ikaw, sagutin mo yung tanong na yan. So palaging ganon. So during the commercial break, palagi niya ako susubukin na sagutin yung
mga
tanong. Oo. Tapos di ako naman, sige, obliging, sige, sasagutin ko naman. Tapos sabi niya, maganda sana sagot mo, kaya lang di ka naman contestant. So ganun yung parang biro-biroan namin habang nanonood ng beauty contest. Pero I would say nung bata ako talagang sinusubaybayan talaga namin, pinapanood namin halos yung Binibining Pilipinas, yearly, and then of course all the international pageants. So, ang tanong na gusto nating i-discuss ngayon ay bakit? Bakit ang mga Pilipino ganito, no? What is it about beauty pageants na talagang nahahalina ang mga Pilipino, Why are we obsessed about it? So, siguro yun ang natin. Kasi 'di ba sa atin, umpisa pa lang sa pagkabata, 'di ba? Meron ka ng mga Little Miss Philippines. So as early as 3 years old, pwede nang sumali. No? Tapos, yung mga barangay level, di ba? Kung mga Little Miss Baklaran. So, kumbaga, nandun na sa...
Mga schools, di ba?
Yes, sa schools, yun nga, tama. At sa schools, parang pa siya, pera-pera, di ba? Dahil... popularity contest, di ba? So may balota, bibili naman to, so fundraising. So yun. So yun ang natin. Bakit? Okay. Sige, sinong gustong maunang sumagot?
Okay, bakit? I was just reading an article written by, not sure, I don't want to be written by a writer from Rappler. Tapos why the Philippines beauty pageant obsession and who benefits from this. So dito sa article na to, nasabi na legacy din daw yun ng colonialism. Yung beauty pageant, nung panahon ng mga Kastila, meron silang Santa Cruzan, hanggang ngayon meron pa rin naman tayong Santa Cruzan. Meron tayo siguro yung obsession din ng parang pinapakita natin yung mga magagandang dalaga natin, kung titignan mo nga yung Noli Me Tangere, di ba? Lahat parang na-obsess kay Maria Clara. Tapos meron pa yung idea na ito yung Pilipina na beauty. Parang kung titignan mo dun sa mga beauty contest, karamihan ng mga nananalo yung mga mapuputi, yung medyo matangos yung ilong, ganyan, yung mga medyo slim yung katawan, mga ganyan. So siguro ito rin yung parang nandun yung obsession talaga ng yung panlabas na anyo, right? Na kahit na naman sa mga school, ine-emphasize din naman yung value education. Pero talagang meron pa ring emphasis yung kagandahang hindi talaga naman mukhang Pilipino. Kung titignan mo yung mga nananalo na beauty contest natin sa mga beauty pageants natin. Karamihan mga half Filipino, half Italian, or
may lahi na, mestiza na.
Ganyan. Minsan hindi sila marunong magtagalog, they're not really representing the Philippines, right? They're more representing the Filipinos in diaspora, right? So in either the Filipino, di ba kasi yung contestant ngayon is from Europe, right? So umuwi lang siya para lang sumali sa beauty pageant.
Half Italian, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of that really promoting this kind of beauty that's everybody wants to be, which is dapat maputi yung mukha, maputi yung skin, dapat medyo blonde yung buhok, So I think it's it's cultural. It's such part of the Filipino mentality, I think. Because we want to emphasize beauty as more of European features. Unless we have Gloria Diaz, right? Is not really Although yung features din naman niya, medyo ano na rin, medyo
Pero siguro, diyan natin makikita nga yung nag-iiba yung standards ng beauty, di ba? Kasi for example, yung pag inan natin yung apat nating Miss Universe, so si Gloria Diaz, 1969. So hindi rin siya katangkaran. Parang mga 5, ano lang siya, 5'3", ganyan, 5'4", di ba? Tapos hindi rin siya talaga yung mestiza, di ba? Hindi rin siya talaga mestiza. At yung ikinapanalo talaga niya noon, yung pagsagot niya doon sa sa question and answer, kasi parang tinanong siya kung ilan silang magkakapatid. Tapos I think 12 ba sila, ganyan. Tapos sige, can you name all your siblings? Tapos parang ang sabi niya, chronologically or alphabetically? Parang ganyan yung ano niya. So wow, na-impress yun. Sige, tapos pina-enumerate sa kanya and she was able to do it. No? So yun yung ikinapanalo niya. No? And then si Margie Moran, hindi rin siya talaga yung mestiza, yung katulad na ng mga past winners natin. 1974 naman yun. Tapos ito na nga, si Pia Wurtzbach, ayan, half German. Catriona Gray, half Australian. Tapos, narinig ko sa interview, di ba si Celeste Cortez, hindi siya nakapasok, no? So, relatively poor showing compared to all our previous contestants. So, sabi nga ni Shamsi Supsup, since siya yung pinaka, ngayon, in charge dun sa pageant locally, so sabi niya, we may have to recalibrate kung ano na ngayon ang bagong hinahanap nila. Kasi hindi na yung parang yung formula na inaano nila noon. So kumbaga, nag-a-adjust din tayo dun sa tingin nila na winnable, 'di ba? Yung ganon. So nagbabago din yung yung standards for selection depending ngayon kung ano. Ako naman ang naano ko lang doon nga, tama yung sinabi mo, yung contestant natin ngayon, hindi siya yung magaling mag-English, hindi rin siya nananagalog. Parang doon talaga siya sa Italy tapos umuwi lang sumali ng contest. Although yung nanay niya talagang pure na Pinay, no? Nananagalog ganyan. Pero yung contestant natin, hindi na talaga siya, Tapos yung pag-pronounce pa lang ng pangalan niya, di ba yung natin, Celeste yun eh. Pero ang pronunciation na ginagamit, yung Italian, Celeste. Di ba? So parang sa akin, doon pa lang, bakit pinopronounce na parang Italiana, di ba? Kasi kung sa Pilipinas, yung Celeste yun eh. Celeste Cortez. Tapos, kaya tuloy minsan sasabihin, Miss Celeste Cortez. Tapos, pag taga yung ang tawag ng agency na nag-handle nun, Celeste. So, parang dahil kung Pilipina yan, Celeste ang tawag mo dyan, hindi Celeste. So, yun yung isa sa mga ko na, parang yung ngayon, kasi nga it is already parang business din, di ba?
Yes,
tapos meron tayong mga, meron na ditong mga academy, di ba? Kung baga noon sa Venezuela pa nag-a-attend ng academy yung ating yung mga potential beauty queens, baligtad na, tayo na dito na sa Pilipinas. Tayo na yung meron tayong mga schools, no, for beauty pageants. So marami na ang nagpupunta ngayon dito, no? So andyan din yung, of course, yung opportunity for our designers, di ba?
Yeah.
So, ilang Filipino designers ang nag-design for the different contestants, di ba? Hindi lang itong taong to, but even in the past years. In fact, Filipino yung nag-design ng shoes for everybody. Diba? So yun.
Yeah.
So marami it's really a big industry now yung beauty pageant na yan. Pero yun nga, malilis tayo, babalikan natin yung bakit paano ba nagsimula yung ganito? At sabi mo nga kanina, Rhoda, yung mga Santa Cruzan, di ba? Yung
Carnival
mga
Queens,
Rina Elena,
yeah.
Carnival Queens. Pero kasi yun, may halong pera-pera pa yun eh. Kasi hindi ka magiging Reyna Elena kapag ka mahirap ka. So usually dapat galing sa mayamang pamilya yung mga katulad ni Maria Clara. Kasi si Maria Clara, di ba, mayaman ang tatay niya, si Kapitan Tiago. So dapat ganong level ka para mapili ka na na Reyna Elena, kasi yung magulang parang magpapapiging, alam mo yon, ikaw ang gagastos dun sa parang dun sa karosa mo or something, di ba, yung float, parang ganun. So yun, so merong economics involved, yun yung doon. Okay, ikaw, Joy. Sorry.
Can I add to, I think there's also that quest for a status symbol. Kasi napansin ko, halimbawa, yung mga universities, like my university, they put it on their Facebook that this so-and-so, who is an alumni of their school, is now the Miss blah, 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 Philippine, international or something. Because like here in the US, I don't think they will ever post anyone on our Facebook and promoting this person who just won a beauty pageant. If maybe that person came and spoke and was a guest speaker at a panel or a conference on campus, most likely they will probably emphasize that. But in the Philippines, I saw, they were promoting it. So it's probably also a marketing strategy for the Department of Tourism. I'm guessing that that's part of that. And then, of course, that because, status symbol is such a big part of the Philippine kind of culture, they having someone, graduate from your university, who is now a beauty queen, is, will hopefully bring more students to our campus. So it's, yeah, you're right. I think there's the economy aspect to it, and then there's also the promoting, people, promoting products, promoting designers, promoting makeup artists, promoting, clothing, promoting, swimsuits or, what other things that these beauty contestants would be wearing, prior, during, and after. Yeah. Okay, Joy. Ang haba ng
Miss
sagot ko.
Canada.
Canada.
Kumusta reaction ng Canada sa Miss Universe?
I don't think may nanood.
Yeah. I think
I can't imagine Canadians would be glued to their TVs watching a beauty pageant. Parang hindi ko ma-imagine yun. Siguro kung hockey, pwede pa. Or, a basketball game or, or a political show, baka pwede pa. Pero beauty pageant, parang hindi siya ganun ka. Hindi katulad sa Pilipinas sa para siyang national sport, right?
Yes.
Everyone is just watching. Tapos nakita ko pa sa Twitter, minuto, may mga may mga posting, may Facebook, pati mga artista. Sabi ko, my goodness, ano to? Grabe to. I don't need to watch it because I can just look at my Twitter. Updated na ako kung ano nangyayari every minute. So it's just, it's just amazing how Filipinos are so obsessed by it. Pero I think, hindi lang naman sa pageant yan eh. I think, sistema na yan ng Pilipino. Like, if I would make a comparison, for example, mga sales ladies sa Pilipinas, kailangan postura ka, di ba? Mag-apply ka bilang sales lady, tapos postura ka, may itsura ka, may age limit pa yan, 21 to 25 years old. Tapos pasok ka, naka-high heels ka, naka-stockings ka and everything. Dito, walang ganun. Talagang, walang ka-itsura yung mga salespeople dito. Siguro ang pinaka-maitsura lang yung mga Best Buy na naka sila, yung blue shirt, ganun. Pero otherwise, if you go to a normal grocery store or mall, wala lang. Hindi mo nga malaman kung sino dun nung Unless na may ID sila. And it didn't matter how they look like. You know, it can be a young person, an old person, and as long as you do your job, ganun dito. Hindi siya hindi siya yung visual na I think that I'm comparing it because yung kultura sa Pilipino, kailangan presentable ka. Right? Doon pa lang parang may beauty contest na di ba?
Oo, tama. Magandang punto 'yon, di ba?
Yeah, magandang
natin, right?
Kasama palagi sa qualifications pag nag-apply ka, pleasing personality.
Pero in other words, kailangan maganda ka, right?
Oo, may itsura, alam mo 'yon, presentable.
If you ride the plane, di ba? Yung mga stewardess ng Pilipino, maganda talaga.
Yes.
Akala mo, mga Miss Philippines talaga Sumakay ka ng German na airplane o
US or Canada, ang
para
tatanda.
mga maskulado, mga babae na masungit na para mga tibo, itsura, gano'n. Kasi talagang kaya nila yung trabaho, di ba? Talagang maharabas talaga sila. Hindi sila beauty,
Hindi siguro again, babalik na naman tayo pag Asiano. Kasi hindi lang sa Philippine Airlines basta Asian Airlines. Oo.
Kasi
pag
ibang
Asian Airlines, bata. Yeah. Mas bata, tapos yun nga, magaganda.
Yeah.
Mga
Tapos
slim, ganyan.
And even yung mga secretaries, di ba? Yung mga secretaries sa Pilipinas, kailangan maganda ka, ganito. Dito
Oo.
Hindi mo hindi talaga itsurang secretary dito. As in, lang talaga sila. Kung kaya mo yung trabaho, do it. Matanda ka man, bata ka, ganun. It didn't matter. So I think it doesn't, yung beauty pageant, parang yan na yung pinaka-climax ng ating ginagawa sa kultura natin. Yun yung natin na, ayan na, ito na yung pinakamaganda sa ating lahat. Parang ganun na. So, that's why we all wait for it. We're so excited. We want to know who's the prettiest of them all, right? And then, of course, kapag ikaw ang Miss Philippines or Miss Universe, you get all the perks. Everyone respects you. Everyone is like, parang grabe ang respeto sa'yo. Dito kasi hindi I remember I went to a community event, nandun si Miss Canada, wala nga pumapansin Parang nandun lang siya, nakaupo lang siya doon. Walang kumakausap sa kanya. Hindi yung iba yung yung treatment ng Filipino. Talagang wow! Talagang grabe ang honor na binibigay ng isang beauty titleist, di ba? So, I guess that's the difference. And I guess going back to your question, it's because Filipinos really value beauty. It has its advantages and disadvantages, but it's just there. Nandiyan na sa kultura natin yan. Kaya ang reason.
And like I said, siguro Asian yon. Kasi yun nga, hindi lang sa Pilipinas mo maano yan, pati sa ibang Asian cultures, ganun din, di ba? So, diyan siguro yung pinagkaiba ng Asians doon sa mga Westerners talaga na talagang medyo we put premium on face value. Kumbaga tinatawag na face value. Talagang it matters talaga. Dito advantage talaga pag maganda ka. Lalo na sa mga job opportunities, di ba? Kaya nga yung concept na beauty and brains, di ba? Talagang na kapag maganda na, tas matalino pa, wow, talaga, yung And, yun nga, yung si Maria Clara, di ba? Talagang yun, head turner kasi, di ba? Yung the way dinescribe si Maria Clara sa No Limit Tangere, talagang yung gandang nakakapanganga, mapapanganga ka sa ganda, lahat talaga humahanga sa kanya, yun, her head turner beauty talaga na, head turning beauty. So, yun yung emphasis sa ganun. At hindi ko alam kung ano ba yan, inherent lang ba talaga na bata pa talagang ando na sa atin ginugroom na pag halimbawa may itsura ito, tas matangkad, uy, pang dito, pang model to, o pang artista, pang beauty queen. Tas I think yun nga, yung maraming na gusto maging beauty queen kasi pasaporte din yun sa pag-aartista. Kasi pansinin nyo, halos lahat ng mga beauty queens natin, ang susunod na niyan, okay, pag nayaya na sila na mag-artista.
Mm.
So halos lahat ng ating binibining Pilipinas Universe, binibining Pilipinas World, yung mga past winners natin, halos na ano din sila, naimbitahan din silang mag-artista. Yung iba, mga 1 or 2 movies lang, tapos pag nakapangasawa na ng mayaman, yun, magre-retiro na, hindi na itutuloy yung pag-aartista. No? So dito, yun pala. So yun yung magandang ano din, at kasi yung beauty, pasaporte din yan sa pagkakaroon ng mas maaluwal na buhay.
Oo.
Diba? Diba? So yan, yung ano, kapag halimbawa merong maganda, inaalagaan na ito, baka makapangasawa to ng mayaman. Alam mo yun? Pag laki nito, nandun yung ano, na parang ini-investan mo rin yung, ini-investan mo rin yung beauty ng bata. Kumbaga pinagbibigyan talaga, ginugroom talaga na ano, dahil para pagdating ng panahon, alam mo yun, maligawan ng mga mayayaman, may kaya, yun ang mag-ahon sa hirap. O kaya, yun nga, well, kung mayaman na, para maka-attract din ng mas mayaman. Diba? So yun, merong ganong aspeto rin talaga ng ano, ng culture natin. Okay. So,
isa pa sigurong ini-emphasize din nito ay yung obsession natin sa physical beauty. Na, you know, sa mga, yun nga, yung sabi mo na, it becomes a passport to something more, you know, lifelong professional job in show business or television, right? So, nandun yung obsession for beauty. Now, a good question, I mean, a question that we can ask ourselves, or if you're Filipino and you're watching this, is, you know, what does it say, or you know, what would be the benefit to women, right? You know, meron bang, you know, hindi naman lahat ng mga kabataan or ng mga women sa mga Pilipina ay
pang beauty queen ang ganda.
Pang beauty queen na kaagad, right? So hindi naman okay yun. Big sabihin na they have to work harder, right? To gain positions in government or in corporate or, you know, whatever. So hindi naman okay yun, right? So kung yun na yung emphasis natin, I think there's some, even I heard a university, College of Nursing and Medicine, they ask, you know, kung gaano ka katangkad, ano yung weight mo, ano yung complexion mo. Kasi yun lang yung kinukuha nila. Gusto nila yung mga nurses nila ay matangkad, maputi, mga ganyan. So it's like,
yung matangkad, medyo may ano pa yon, yung may height requirements sa nursing, right? Merong pwedeng ano yun, kasi medyo mataas ang hospital bed, aabutin mo yung mga yung mga IV, ganyan. Pero yung ganda, wala nang bearing yun.
Like yung, you know, physical beauty, but plus also like, you know, fair skin, mga ganyan. So it's a new you know, a new time of you know, the indigenous beauty is like it doesn't have a room in the society, right? Kasi kaya siguro ito rin siguro yung dahilan kung bakit maraming mga whitening products, right? So kasi lahat gusto maging maputi, kaya lahat gusto pang beautykin talaga yung mukha nila, yung katawan nila. You know, it's you know, there is this emphasis on physical beauty, and I feel like maybe it's detrimental to the mental health of young women. Kasi nga ina-emphasize yun, di ba? Na kailangan maganda, kailangan sexy, kailangan ganito yung, you know, talagang perfect body, 34, 24, 34, you know. Then it's not good for women, right? It's bad for women.
Okay. Pero mahirap nating anuhin kasi values yan, ano?
Yeah, values na,
pwede kasi nating pwede kasing separate topic yan in itself, no? So, ang anuhan lang natin muna ngayon, halimbawa yung sa beauty pageant, yung culture na yon, nakakabuti ba o nakakasama sa mga Pilipino at sa mga Pilipina, no? So, siguro yun ang tanong na anuhin natin ngayon. Is it good or bad? You know? Yung fixation ba yon yung fixation natin, is it empowering or
That's a good
discouraging?
point. Yeah.
Diba? Yun ang ano doon. Is it empowering or discouraging women? Yung,
Well, I think it's not empowering women, because it's setting up a standard of what beauty is, and then it's also setting up for probably mental health issues, physical health issues. If there are women or young women who are desiring to become Miss Universe, I'm guessing they're probably most of them are probably anorexic. They're probably not eating well. So is that good for women? In my opinion, definitely not good for women. But it's part of the culture. So, what do you do to, to make sure that women are more focused on inner values than outside values? So I think, you pointed out earlier na merong yung iba't ibang mga beauty contests, may mga emphasis, right? Kasi dito, I think in America, I'm not sure. I think there are like 2 sets of beauty contests. There is the Miss USA, but there's also the Miss America. And the Miss America is more like, you have to have a talent. You have to play the piano, sing a song, or dance, or whatever your talent is. You have to have a talent. And I think you also have to have you have to be in college, or you have to be a professional, like graduated from college. So it's maybe we can't get rid of the beauty contest, but maybe for the Philippines, maybe they can come up with a beauty contest that can also promote sort of the whole women. It's like hindi lang yung panlabas, kundi kailangan may singing contest. I mean, I think talent show should be part of the criteria to win a beauty contest. I'm even thinking that I'm guessing that there are probably other countries who are also disappointed or not wanting to participate in these kinds of contests that are done kind of in a global arena. I was just reading here that in the article from Rappler that there are countries or towns, for example, in Peru, that decided they don't want to participate in these kinds of beauty contests. Some towns in Argentina, they're banning any kind of beauty contest because they said this is sexist. Even in the United States, they want a more non-traditional beauty instead of the 34, 24, 34, and then they're even saying, kahit na married, pwede naman siguro siyang maging Miss Universe, or sumali sa mga contest. And then France, I guess, also is in the process of banning any kind of pageants for young children, for young girls, because again, it's causing all kinds of mental distress. And then, so, these are just some. I think for me, it's very harmful, because you're saying that, a beautiful woman is this. No, I think there are beautiful women who are not like that. The most beautiful women are always the most intelligent ones. So, yeah.
Okay. Joi.
For me, I believe it empowers because we need to celebrate beauty. But
That's a good point.
however, we need to redefine beauty. Kasi yung mga beauty pageants natin, very hindi siya inclusive right? So yung mga naturally yung mga Muslim conservative women can't join, right? Hindi mo sila pwede mag-swimsuit doon, right? So that already takes away a lot of beautiful women. And if you've seen Middle Eastern women, wow, ang gaganda nila, right? My favorite ethnic beauty is Iranian women. napakaganda, grabe. Sobrang ganda. Because their skin, olive skin sila parang tayo. Pero yung ano nila,
Features
mukha nila is Middle Eastern. Paghaluin mo yun, ganun ang beauty nila. So, I feel na sayang hindi nakikita ng mundo yon. Kasi nga, nilimitahan nila
Cultural.
nilimitahan nila yung metrics ng beauty, right? Kailangan naka-swimsuit, kailangan ganito, matangkad. And it's amazing na nananalo ang Filipino because we have mixed blood, right? We have Spanish and all kind. Wow, naman yung mga tunay na Asyano. Hindi mananalo yon. Walang puwet, walang boobs, maliliit. Kailan pa sila mananalo, di ba? Kailan pa mananalo ang Miss Nepal, Miss Kailan pa? Miss Laos. Because wala sa beauty standard ng beauty pageant yung beauty nila. Pero kung talagang titingnan mo sila, ang maganda rin nila, right? So I think it's not fair. I think we should redefine beauty. Hindi naman kailangan naka-swimsuit, right? Pwede namang
Shorts na lang. Yeah.
Shorts or whatever your
Actually, si Miss Bahrain. Sorry. Sige,
whatever, di ba? Pwede naman mag-veil kung talagang hindi pwede. Kasi I feel na like I said, we are losing the opportunity of seeing true beauty in many continents around the world. Ang daming magagandang babae. Kaya lang, ang gusto natin yung matangkad, na maputi or whatever, na di naman makasagot ng questions, right? So kailangan it has to be a total overhaul of what beauty is all about. I don't know if that will ever happen, but it will be so wonderful kapag mangyari yun. Para naman manalo naman yung mga iba. Kasi umiikot lang yung musical chair na yan Filipino, Venezuela, ulit-ulit na, Gloria. Ikot-ikot lang siya. Kasi nga, iisa lang yung mukha nila, iisa lang you get like 1 or 2 black women, pero that's it. Usually, iisa lang ang hulma ng mga itsura nila, right? So I wish na I don't know if it'll ever happen, but yeah, that I think it's good to celebrate beauty, pero yung beauty na talagang beauty para sa akin.
But also, there is also the business of amending your physical features. Because I think I also read that in the Philippines, there's now, big businesses, it's really booming business to make your nose thinner, to your teeth, nicer, your jaw,
hinahanap sa beauty pageant, right?
Your stomach flatter, then you go to a clinic that would suction your stomach. I mean, they do that here too, but it's not common. For example, it's not common for Americans to go in and get their teeth amended or to look wider and bigger and so I wonder though how many of those beauty pageant winners have amended their faces and their stomach and their teeth and their noses, their skin, so that it would look glowy and is that really beauty when you can go to a doctor and tell the doctor, I want my nose, fixed. I want my jaw kind of more defined right here. I want my stomach kind of suction. So then is that really, again, celebrating beauty, you said, Joy, it's okay to celebrate beauty. And I totally agree with you. But then if that beauty is the beauty that's created instead of natural beauty, then what does that mean to all of us, to all women? Do we then have to go through the knife also so that we would look beautiful? Do I have to go and get my facial every 2 weeks so then I can have a beautiful glowy skin and so that I can look youthful all the time? So again, it's and so I think some of the countries who are looking at this and saying, no, we don't want beauty contests under 18 years old. We don't want a beauty contest for children. But in America, there's also a beauty contest for children too. It's like there are also businesses who are kind of promoting that as well. But yes, so
what do you think, Christy?
Yeah.
Oo. Siguro umpisahan natin kung ano yung pag sinabi nating beauty pageant talaga, no? Kasi nga we're talking here about values, ganyan, ano? Pag binalikan natin yung sa Little Miss Philippines, hindi naman talaga siya pagandahan. Yun naman na ano ko doon sa Little Miss Philippines, talagang pabibahan ng mga bata. At nakita naman natin yung kagaya nila Aiza, Aiza Segura, ni Riza. So hindi talaga siya yung beauty na katulad ng standards ng ano.
Right.
So nandoon yung talent, yung wit, 'di ba? At such an early age, yun yung parang hinahanap. Pero yun na nga, habang lumalaki, talagang nagko-conform na doon sa totoong beauty pageant. At syempre, pag sinabi na nating beauty pageant, that being an industry in itself, yun nga, nasabi natin, hindi na natin, yun na, sabi ni Joy, I don't think that we'll ever be able to change that. Kasi nga, negosyo na siya di ba? So, industry na yan, andyan na yan. So, meron na talagang standards yan. So, yung parang to redefine beauty, so I think, values na yan, values education na yan sa school. No? Sa school na, babalik na tayo ulit sa values education sa school na yung emphasis na beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, alam mo yun, na ang beauty starts from within, di ba? Yung confidence mo, yung ano, so, ganon. So, siguro magkakaroon tayo ng dalawang ano, yung, okay, beauty, true beauty, no? The way we should teach what true beauty is, dapat yun, napaka-importante. Sa school, sa bahay. Simulan. Tapos, tanggapin din natin na meron tayo talagang standard of beauty na pang-artista, pang-pageant, na ito yung hinahanap, ito yung criteria for judging. Kasi, syempre, the fact na beauty pageant, kung halimbawa, walang height requirement, edi parang ano nila, di si kahit sino na. Although, ngayon, meron din konting changes in the sense na si Miss Bahrain hindi nag-swimsuit. Miss Bahrain doon sa ano, 'di ba, nung isang contest, naka-long gown pa rin siya, hindi pa rin siya nag-swimsuit. So, pinayagan pa rin siya kasi nga yung it's against her culture, against her belief. So, nirespeto naman nila 'yon. But of course, she didn't win. Kasi kumbaga, sumasali ka sa isang contest pero hindi ka sumusunod doon sa rules, 'di ba?
Right.
So parang sa atin saling pusa kumbaga pagka ganon, if you don't conform to the rules kasi may rules nga yung pageant So syempre parang makisali ka sa isang pageant, you conform to the rules, no? At meron syempre sariling standards yung pageant. So again, syempre yung standards nila ang masusunod. So kung hindi ka naniniwala doon sa standards na yon, ayun na nga, wag mong isali, wag ka sumali, wag mo isali ang anak mo kung hindi ka naniniwala doon sa ganon, di ba? So yun ang sasabihin nila na meron ka namang karapatan, meron ka namang kalayaan na mamili kung sasali ka o hindi, di ba? Marami naman talaga din diyan, magaganda, matatangkad na who are not into these pageants. So, in the end, choice mo pa rin naman talaga kung ano. So yun ang pinakaano ko dito na dapat magkaroon ang bata pa lang meron ka ng sariling concept ng kung ano yung maganda at dapat yun ang healthy concept. No? You are beautiful. Yung verse na for I am fearfully and wonderfully made, 'di ba? Dapat 'yon ma-emphasize dun sa bata na lahat maganda. Dapat pag nag-aaway pa yung bata, pag halimbawa meron kang nakita na ang pangit-pangit mo, ganyan. So dapat yun pa lang, doon pa lang sa ganung edad, no? Ma-correct na natin pagka nagpipintasan na ng ganyan. And then siguro dun sa yung parlorista na minsan mapanlait kasi hindi naman lahat pero yun nga yung parang yung sa language nila ay mukhang takong, mukhang ganyan, di ba? So nasa culture din na talagang nilalait kapag hindi nagko-conform dun sa yung regular standard of beauty. So siguro yun yung mga kaya nga sabi ko, again, it would boil down to values education. Pero para kalabanin natin kung ano yung nandyan na, yung nakaset up na, mahirap natin gawin yon. Ang ano na lang natin is, huwag ka sumali, pero mahirap nating baguhin yon. And hopefully, to sa ginagawa natin sa podcast, makakapagbigay lang din tayo ng insights, di ba, sa ating mga manonood, sa mga nakikinig sa atin about these things that they're to think about, yung maganda nilang pag-isipan para sa sarili nilang mga anak, sarili nilang mga estudyante, paano makakontribute, no, doon sa healthy self-concept. No? Yun, I think, ang importante. Okay?
I before we end, I also like what Joy pointed out earlier about yung translation ng beauty into power and fame and influence, right? So, so hopefully, because this is such a big part of the Filipino culture now, hopefully yung mga nananalo, they can actually do something good for the community, for the country, right?
Yes.
Kasi nagiging powerful sila, nagiging influential sila. They madaling i-translate yung kanilang beauty, kind of beauty titles into something, right?
Yes.
And so maybe they really need to, advocate for things that are, long lasting in the community. Kasi sabi mo nga, hindi na talaga mawawala yung beauty contest session. So maybe hopefully, yung mga nananalo, they can do something good for the Philippines, for the community, right? Tapos yung sa education system siguro din natin, talagang i-emphasize din talaga yung, okay, hindi naman tayo lahat maging Miss Universe, right? Hindi naman lahat ng mga bata, right? But maybe that's, it's just a competition, but in real life, in reality, yung standard of a beautiful woman is, intelligent, confident, lover of communities, all of this good stuff. Kasi yung mga nananalo, they probably been obsessed in beauty contests for a long time. So yung mga nanonood sa atin dito sa podcast, maybe that's something that we can, maybe for me, that's something that I'd like to leave, that if you are really obsessed with beauty pageant and you see yourself or your children in the future to be participating, maybe use that influence, use that power, to make a difference in your community. Because now, you have the power. In the United States, a Miss America now, or Miss USA, yung Miss USA na nanalo, 5 years from now, she's probably not going to even be influential in the community. Although I think she said something about transformational leadership. So it seems like she is going to make a difference in her community. And so I think that's hopefully that can come to fruition, for someone like her, but maybe in the Philippines as well, for all of those beauty pageant aspiring candidates, go do it, but use your power after. Yeah.
Well, for me, I would say na dapat you've already made a difference to the community before joining the pageant. Dapat rule yan like you've already in a charity or you're doing something in your community, you're making a difference. Hindi yung pagkatapos pa lang na maging kasaka pa na doing what the duties of a Miss Universe or Miss Philippines. I think that should be one of the qualifications na you've already made a difference, and so that is why you are here to compete, parang ganon, because you've already made a difference in your community. So dapat ganon kasi minsan ang dami-daming nag-join ng beauty contest na maganda lang, right? Tapos interviewin mo walang laman, right? So I just feel na everyone's just wasting their time. She wasted their time. She wasted everyone's time. Hindi ka naman mananalo kasi syempre kailangan marunong ka rin sumagot. So, dapat, hindi naman kailangan matalino kaya kailangan naman you made a difference in your community. Nakatulong ka man lang. So, dapat isa yan sa qualifications na isa yun sa rules. For me, suggestion ko.
Yeah. Good points.
Yeah. So, good news. And in fairness dun sa mga organizers, okay, yung mga sinasabi ninyo na they have considered that. So actually, kasama sa criteria is advocacy. No?
Yeah.
So, kasama yon sa pilian kung ano yung advocacy mo and what you have been doing for your advocacy. So, yun yung isang component na naidagdag na nila.
But that's just recent, right?
Yeah, medyo recent lang. So, yun yung so that's an improvement. At least they put that in.
Good.
Tapos yung sa talent, ganun din, para katulad nung sa mga nakikita ko sa artista, hindi ka na pwedeng mag-artista na hindi ka nakakakanta or hindi ka sumasayaw. So, meron din dapat ikaw talent dahil may talent portion. Pero siguro, kasi dito yung talent portion parang special prize lang Miss Talent. No? But it is not really part of the scoring. No? So siguro, hindi siya part ng scoring. So yung talaga would be evening gown and then the swimsuit and then yung ganon Q&A, advocacy, ganon yun. But the talent itself hindi siya kasama dun sa So tapos may special prize lang for Miss Talent. Siguro kasi nga nila ano magagawa? Siyempre, meron hindi naman lahat kayang tumulay sa
So dapat whole. Sinabi na ni Rhoda, di ba? Dapat holistic siya, right?
Yes, oo. Siguro may, kung 10%, di ba? Certain percentage yung may talent din, ganyan. So, siguro they can also look again at the criteria. Tapos, I think the future changes coming, they're thinking kung pwedeng isali ang mga may asawa na, di ba? So, kung ang mga misis ngayon parang hindi na madi-disqualify, pwede na rin yatang, yun yung those are the things that they're looking into. Pero hindi ko lang alam kung ang transgender, papayagan din nilang sumali.
Oh, man.
So again, di ba? Kasi transgender na ang may-ari ngayon ng Miss Universe, di ba? So, yun yung that's another issue na kasi may, in relation to yung parang sinabi ni Rhoda na maganda rin na ang kasama sana sa criteria is okay, bawal lang retokado.
Yeah.
Ang dami kagad laglag. Kasi talagang
I like that. Retokado. Yeah.
Oo. Ang dami kasi laglag kaagad. Kasi nga minsan bata pa lang nasisimula na yung pinaano kaagad na medyo ito yung problema niya na di ba? Yung so enhancing kaagad at an early age, So yun yung mga pwedeng baguhin na parang okay, mas panalo yung konti ang niretoke, di ba? Yung natural talaga, yung pagandahan talaga ng natural beauty, hindi yung enhanced, di ba? Hindi yung enhanced. No?
There was a meme going around when Miss Korea, di ba? Miss South Korea, magkakamukha silang lahat kasi isa lang doktor nila.
Doktor nila.
Yeah. Kasi yung standard of beauty, yung tipong yung makakapasok sa doon sa mga K-pop groups, 'di ba? Yung mga ganung beauty na 'di ba? So there's this standard na ito yung parang papasok sa ito yung pang-artista, ito yung pang K-pop, ito yung so ganun din pang beauty contest din. So, iyon din, grabe rin na ang negosyo ng doon, dito ng pagpapaganda, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So, yun siguro yung mga magandang mabago within the industry. I don't know. Siyempre, malabo din mangyari yung kasi nga halos lahat retokado, wala na siguro masyadong contestant pag ginawa nilang standard yun. Kasi nga marami na nabago.
Sana may portion na yung makeup less, walang makeup.
Oo. Maganda rin.
Karamba sila, walang makeup. Doon makikita talaga.
Yeah. Yun yung masasabi mo na yun talaga yung ideal woman, right?
Maganda talaga siya.
Walang hindi nga retokado. I thank you so much, Christy, for that word. But also, another one too is sa Philippines, dapat pinanganak sa Pilipinas.
Oo nga. Bakit nga ba
Yeah.
ganon?
Sa ibang bansa, tapos umuwi lang para lang makisama sa, So I think that should also be, kasi kung yun yung magiging standard ng Filipino beauty, then mas may chances yung mga pinanganak sa Pilipinas,
Oo.
yung parents nila parehong Pilipino, like for example, if my daughter was so tall and I'm like into obsessive, I'm also obsessed with beauty pageant, I would go, bring my daughter, to the Philippines, and that would not be fair to the Filipinos, right? So the Filipino women who are also preparing themselves to become the future Miss Philippines and Miss Universe, and both their parents are Filipinos, right? And they were born in the Philippines, dapat sila yung nananalo. Kasi ang nangyayari, every year, ang nananalo yung palaging, pinanganak sa Italy, pinanganak sa Germany, pinanganak sa New Zealand, Australia, France, or whatever other countries. And that's not fair to the Filipinos. Because then you're also setting up a standard of Filipino beauty that's mixed. Meaning, kind of...
Mestiza nga.
Mestiza, Maria Clara siya. So, hindi talaga dapat, So, I think that could really change, maybe the psychology of Filipinos too.
You know what? That's interesting because in other Asian cultures, mababa ang tingin nila sa mixed breed. Di ba? Sa Pilipinas lang naman yung, wow, mestiza siya. Pero kung pupunta ka sa Vietnam, sa China, ganyan, pag mix ka, ang baba ng tingin sa'yo.
Yeah, sa Japan,
Yeah. Yeah. I know the Vietnamese has a derogatory word for it, right? I remember.
Budoy.
Yeah.
Pero yung naman nila, yung nalahian ng Amerikano, yun naman na naging golden child, 'di ba? Yun ang nagiging passport nila para sa pagma-migrate sa US. Yeah.
Pero still within the culture, hindi magandang tingin nila sa mixed.
Sa intermarriage. Pero
like
sa akin naman, parang
natin yan, maganda yan sa Pilipinas pag mixed ka.
Pero again, titingnan naman natin yun, is that good or bad? Na parang, di ba? Yun naman ang magiging nun. Kasi I think yung intermarriage, maganda rin na hindi tayo yung, we don't look down on like for example, si Rhoda, syempre, she married an American. So, we don't take it against her that she did. Diba? So, parang ganun, hindi naman natin mamasamain na nag-asawa siya ng isang Amerikano. So, ako, dun sa aspeto na yon na okay lang yun, yung kagaya ng, kalahati. Pero, dapat, for most of your life, nasa Pilipinas ka.
Oh, yeah.
Dapat yung ganon, marunong managalog, man lang, diba? Tapos, yung English niya, alam mo, na nag-aral talaga dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi yung pag-i-English ni Celeste Cortesi, hindi hindi English ng Pilipino.
She's Italian more than a Filipino.
Yes, oo. Yung pagsasalita
niya. Hindi siya marunong matagalog.
Kahit English niya, ang English niya may yung accent ng talaga, ng Italian.
Italiano.
Oo, hindi siya yung Filipino accent na English, hindi ganun. So maano mo talaga na she had lived abroad for most of her life. Oo. Hindi kagaya ni Pia Wurtzbach, talagang mostly dito sa Pilipinas naman. Si Catriona, ilang years din talaga. No?
So, ngayon na Miss USA, talagang siya, Amerika siya, di ba?
Oo.
May tuwang ngayong Tagalog niya. So, hindi siya from the Philippines na pumunta ng Amerika para mag-join ng beauty contest.
Oo. Yun. Dapat hindi yung ganong tipo na So, para fair yung laban. And
tama.
Tingin ko, baka kaya din she did not have a good showing. Kasi siguro, kung tinignan din nila, hindi naman to talaga, alam mo yun, hindi naman to lumaki sa Pilipinas di ba? So, dapat yung representative natin, representative of our culture, di ba? Yun ang yun ang ko. Di baling may lahi, okay lang yan. Kasi talaga naman marami sa mga marami sa Pilipino, mayroong talagang halo na yung dugo. Wala, bihira naman na sa Pilipino ngayon talaga yung pure, di ba? Ako, alam ko, may mga ninuno ko, in-check. Ganon, ano? So, mahirap talaga natin anuhin na yung pure na Filipino. Pero, yun nga, ang importante, yung puso mo. Yung puso mo, Pilipino, culturally, masasabi mo talaga na, okay, I'm more Pinoy than American or German
Italian.
So, dapat gano'n, or Italian. Dapat gano'n ang ano nun. Although, of course, pwedeng i-claim na, hindi, I'm Filipino at heart, pwedeng sabihin niya. Pero, it doesn't show in the way she speaks, ganyan, no? So, sana, medyo lalabas doon, no?
At saka, it's so ironic because Miss USA looked more Filipino than Miss Philippines.
Yes, tama.
Diba?
Ako, yun din ang comment ko, na actually, si Bonnie, mas mukha siyang Pinay than American, di ba? Si Celeste talagang Italiano talaga yung, yung
But
features
plus,
niya.
Mas sinelebrate nung Miss USA yung pagka-Pilipino niya kesa yung Philippine candidate.
Yeah.
That's true.
Mas na-celebrate niya yung pagka-Filipino niya, yung kanyang mga press guesting. It was really about her Filipino heritage and her parents and her dad, all of these things. Samantalang yung Philippine candidate.
Yung mga sinuot niya na talagang dito sa Pilipinas pa, no?
Oo.
Tapos yung kanyang designer is actually another Filipino American.
Right, yeah.
So I think, I think that it's okay. I'm totally against, any kind of beauty pageant, but I'm not against the women who are joining that, right? But now I am understanding in our conversation that, this actually translates to power, and influence, right? And all kinds of good things that you can do in your community. So why don't we have a Filipino candidate or a Filipino representative, a Filipina who's actually really involved in the community, and maybe choose that person to represent the Philippines. And I think then it would be, acceptable. It would not be acceptable to other women who probably are more feminist in their views and would look at this, as something that's not inspiring and not empowering women. But I think if it translates to power and money and, influence and, why not, but we need to choose the right person, right? That really represents the Filipino. Yeah.
Actually, si Miss USA, Miss Universe, sabi niya kasi designer siya eh. Diba?
Yes.
So yung pagtatahi, di ba? Pagtatahi ng So gusto niyang pumunta sa Pilipinas. So maganda naman yung kanyang advocacy and aligned doon sa those things that are yung parang sa sustainable development. So maganda, sana lang it would really be more of that. Alam mo yun?
Yes, sana lang. Especially the representative from the Philippines. Kasi there's so much more need in really transforming communities. There's a lot more social issues that need to be, addressed in the Philippines. And so, kung magiging powerful ka, then it would be great. But, for example, this representative of the Philippines, which, it's a criticism, but I don't see her like going back and making really a difference. I think what's going to happen is it's just going to be like one of those who will become an actress, endorser of products, make lots of money. But I don't think that she will actually continue the kind of advocacy that she said she will do. So, and because she's not really from the Philippines, right?
Okay, so siguro that's the challenge, no? Yun ang hamon na iiwan natin para doon sa mga beauty pageant organizers, and doon sa mga magulang na gustong magpalaki ng mga beauty queen, no? Na sana holistic yung pagre-raise nila ng isang beauty queen, ano, and more of nurturing true beauty more than anything else, you know. And of course, hindi na natin maaalis na yung standard na kung ano yung ano, and then they medyo magko-conform to that kasi syempre that's the way to win. Pero sana i-complement yon with what is truly beautiful inside. Dito at dito. So, yun ang mensahe ko, yun ang iiwan ko. Kayo, do you still want to add something before we go?
Joy?
Ikaw muna, Rhoda.
Well, I think like what I said, you know, I have feminist views, and so I would not like to promote this, but if it's already entrenched in the culture of the Philippines, I would advocate for really developing women who can be part of this pageantry, but they can also make a difference in their community. They can truly make a difference in their community. I like what you said, Christy, earlier about everyone should have an advocacy to promote in their quest for being a beauty, pageant winner, right? So I'm hoping that they can actually, choose someone who can make a difference in their community. Because, how many Miss Universe that we have already had the past few years, right? Madami na sila. So what are they doing in their community? How are they promoting their advocacy? Are they still doing it, or it also stopped when, after their tenure as a beauty pageant winner, or, they're just really using this to promote themselves, to gain more power and fame and money and, all the good things that come with, having that. So, I hope that they can truly use it to make a difference. Whether they win or lose. So I'll be watching that Miss Philippines and see if she's going to go back to the Philippines and do the things that she said she will do. And hopefully make a difference, or she's just going to be one of those who will just make lots of money and be powerful and be famous and, influential in different ways in fashion and beauty and other things.
Well, para sa akin naman, there is one question that needs to be asked, hindi lang sa beauty pageant, but in any setting. What makes a woman beautiful? Diba? If your answer is yung makeup niya, yung height niya, yung jeans niya, and or exercise and all these, then that's pretty sad, right? I think what makes a woman beautiful is, just like what Christy said, would come first from the inside, right? And how that beauty spreads from the inside. Hindi lang siya titigil sa mukha mo, magsaspread siya yung beauty mo sa community mo, sa lahat na nami-meet mo. That's what makes a woman beautiful for me. And dapat yung tanong nila sa mga beauty pageant, what makes you beautiful in the first place? Kasi a lot of women, hanggang dito lang, right? Hindi na siya lumalabas yung beauty niya. Hindi na nag-emanate, kumbaga. So, like yun nga, parang ano lang siya. Yung, di ba sabi, fleeting, di ba? Beauty is fleeting, sabi sa Bible.
Yes.
So, yeah, so it's just, I think it's an important question that you also need to ask your daughter, your son, kasi mag-aasawa siya later on, di ba? What makes a woman beautiful? So yun, I think that's how I would wrap up this discussion. What makes a woman beautiful?
Yeah. What makes a woman beautiful? Oh,
yeah.
I'm thinking about that too. Yeah.
And if I may add, sabi ni Spider-Man, di ba? With great power comes great responsibility. So siguro, natin, with great beauty din, also comes great responsibility, no?
Right.
Yun nga, you use your beauty to influence positively, no?
Yeah.
That your beauty does not end just with your personal gain. but how you use it for the betterment of the people around you.
Right.
Wow, para tayo mga pang beauty contest.
I thank you.
Okay. So
Thank
with
you.
that, we'd like to thank you again for joining us. Sana kahit papaano po may napulot kayo, no, sa aming talakayan ngayon. And we hope to see you again next time. Bye.
Thank
See you
you.
again.